What is your name?
I'm Joe Scarry, and it's S-C-A-R-R-Y. Okay, and we're here today with Occupy Obama, Action by Occupy Chicago, and I brought along a 1/5 actual size model of a Reaper drone. And this was produced in New York State by No Drones, and they're supplying replicas to protesters all around the country. So right now there's one down in Charlotte at the Democratic National Convention. There's one up in Wisconsin where they had a die-in a few days ago. There's one down in Indiana and across the country. The only person who's not talking about drones this week is Barack Obama.
All right, now we're going to go over the drone in a minute, but you said we. Tell me who we is.
Okay, so I work with a number of anti-war groups here in Chicago, and those of us who are focused on drones have a group that we call No Drones Illinois, and we have partner groups in about 15 other states right now. We work with World Can't Wait, Code Pink, Veterans for Peace, Rock Veterans Against the War, so a number of anti-war groups.
Can we go over this drone for a minute?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to pan up to that. Now you said this is 1/5 scale, so it is approximately
about
a regular drone. A real drone is how big?
40 feet long. So this is 8 feet long. It has a 11-foot wingspan and a couple of.
You just stay where you are.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
And no, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, go back to that. How big are they again?
So this has an 8-foot long fuselage, 11-foot wingspan, 1/5 actual size. So an actual Reaper drone would be 40 feet long. And as part of this, you can see replicas of the kind of missiles that are on those drones.
Let's take a look now. What's that first one on the inside?
The first one on the inside is the big 500-pound laser-guided PAVE, or 500-pound missile, and that's what they use when they want to take out an entire building. They're not quite sure what they want to do, so they're just going to obliterate everything in sight. The missiles to the outside are black, and those are Hellfire missiles. Hellfire missiles are the ones that are usually used in a strike against an individual. And when a Hellfire missile strikes somebody, that person is basically incinerated. And in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia, the United States has been engaging in drone strikes against people who are known to them, or suspected, or just looking suspicious, and incinerated in these drone strikes. What we learned a few months ago is that every time one of these drone strikes happens, Barack Obama sits with his advisors in the Oval Office and personally approves those drone strikes.
Let's talk about the drone strikes for a minute. What countries do we know for sure have had drone strikes? Can you name them?
Yeah. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia. Some of the drone strikes are carried out by the Department of Defense, for instance, in Afghanistan, and they're also doing the ones in Yemen now. Notably, the drone strikes in Pakistan are all done by the CIA. So they are classic extrajudicial executions or assassinations that are done on the say-so of the executive branch with no due process. Now, Eric Holder, the Attorney General, came to Chicago in March, and it was the same day that they announced that the G8 would not be coming to Chicago. Eric Holder came and he sat at Northwestern University and talked to an audience of law students, law professors, lawyers, and other public officials, and explained that according to this administration, due process doesn't really necessarily involve judicial process. And in fact, the process that's involved is the executive branch evaluating according to a few criteria, like whether they think the people involved pose a risk to the United States. And when that happens, they call a strike. I was there that day, and outside that presentation, I asked one of the young law students, "What did you learn today?" And he said, Eric Holder said that he can basically kill anyone he wants.
Let's go back for a minute. What is due process, and does that show up in the Constitution anywhere?
So, due process is a critical part of the Constitution, and I'm going to show my forgetfulness of the specific article, but everybody is entitled to due process. And equally critically, the United States is a party to international treaties and conventions, including the Geneva Convention, which require that there be due process in acts of war and penalties against combatants. So the United States is now contravening all sorts of its own laws and international law. I can speak a little bit about the fact that a week from today in Jefferson City, Missouri, in federal court, a man will be put on trial for trespassing when he went forward to hand an indictment to the commander of Whiteman Air Force Base and the rest of the chain of command for their violations of international and U.S. law in these assassinations.
Okay. Can we go around the corner for a minute? So we've done, no, we're going to stay right here.
Yeah.
They'll give me 3 more minutes. Okay, real quick thing. Have drones been used in the borders of the United States?
To date, no one, to our knowledge, has been killed by a drone within the borders, but drones are operating within the borders of the United States. And in fact, the Department of Defense has identified 100 military bases that they say are prepared for use of drones for testing, training, and all manner of other uses. And that's some of the information that we put on the website for No Drones Illinois and all the other state sites.
Visit nodronesillinois.org.
Go to nodronesillinois.blogspot.com.
Okay, and when we say incinerated, so we can say what this is incinerated, tell me what that means.
We have some images here, and we'll have to find them. Often when somebody is struck by a drone, there is no trace left of that person. Now sometimes the person is killed by falling debris and whatnot, but these are extremely powerful weapons, and the result of their use is the incineration of individuals, whole groups of people, and I should add, frequently civilians, women, and children.